Yeah, it was the Super Bowl, and the big meme is what happened there. Travis Kelce shouted at his coach and everything. Cara is
Yeah.
here. Now, if you saw your man shouting at the coach,
Yes.
what would you think?
I don't know, it would depend on the circumstance, but he did look super angry. And I have to say, it kind of made me feel a little uneasy. Like, I wonder.
I
I
wonder.
wonder what Taylor's gonna think of that.
Well, yeah. So basically, well, they're setting that up. I mean, here's the
Yeah.
meme, and then there were all these memes that came out afterward. Oh, that's the writer's elixir. My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. That's a Star Wars reference. So
Yeah.
you
I
wouldn't get
don't.
that
Yeah,
one.
no.
Taylor, can you start hanging out with a teacher in public education who deserves higher wages? That wasn't the shouting meme, but I kinda like that one. I kinda like that. Denise Marie says, "Am I in the right room tonight?" "Yes, you are, Denise
Yes.
Marie, and you are in the running for a $25 gift certificate at Tavern at the A." And then Taylor says, "I have bad breath." So there's another meme
Oh
right
god.
there. And, dude, we gotta win this game or Taylor will make an album about me. That's
Yeah, well, I think
that's
that's inevitable, actually, no matter what.
do you think it's gonna last?
I don't know. I mean, who knows? I think they do make a good couple. Like, I think she started out like as a country girl. He seems kind of like a country boy kind of guy, like really chivalrous and everything. And I think they make a great couple, but you never know.
You never know.
Was
And
this whole angry scene like the lead in to something
to something
bigger? I
else.
don't know.
Like, could that be a red flag?
Yeah.
By the way, Kathy Northrup Lyon says, "Where is Haley? She's coming. Kathy, she's gonna be on.
That's
On Kathy. She'll be on. We promise, but we got to finish our shtick here first. So, is that a red flag? And then, of course, relationships can be very emotional. So, we were thinking about a topic and how do you keep yourself cool in that co-parenting situation. And we'll bring Haley on this as well. But I don't know. It can get pretty hot.
Yeah, it can be, especially when obviously have 2 different households and, one household might use a certain laundry detergent, let's just say, for example, and another household uses a different laundry detergent. I mean, I've heard about couples arguing over that. And so I think it's super important to set boundaries
Set
early on. Yeah,
boundaries. I
set
mean,
boundaries.
so things like we're gonna pick the kids up at this time, or we want them to go to this school, or let's agree on this activity, but not like, hey, over at your household they use the wrong toothpaste. That
Yeah.
that's not okay.
That's not okay.
That's
Yeah,
not
you
okay.
have to set boundaries.
You gotta do that.
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We always said, you gotta be on the same team.
Yeah.
100%, the parents have to be on the same team. If you have to
Yeah.
call a timeout
Yeah.
and kinda go in the other room, but they need to know that you guys are the parents and you're on the same team, whether it's stepdad,
Right.
stepmom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
for
Absolutely.
sure.
it's very easy to kinda separate those 2. The kids can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and you, Haley Satrape, who is the owner of Tavern at the A, welcome, welcome. And by the way, everyone who comments is in the running for a $25 gift certificate from Tavern at the A, and then also Soma's Aromas candle. And Soma was so nice. I said, "Hey, Soma, why don't you come in later?" And she said, "No, we'll do it later, but she's going to drop off some more candles so we can hand those out." But that's what we're doing tonight. And Molly Reardon said, he loves his mom. I love the Kelsey boys for that reason. Okay. Alex Hall
Yeah.
says,
Aw.
my mom's going to kill this. Good luck, guys. So that's Haley's son right there. And much more. So, and John says, great podcast. Denise Marie says, hi, Haley, miss you and miss Bingo. And Molly Reardon does say hi, Haley as well. So welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. So
Welcome.
and so how are things going over there at the tavern?
They're good, it's kind of the off season. We're gearing up. We have a new pro coming into the golf course this year.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so we're excited about that. Getting ready to start the season. But over the winter. And yeah, we have music bingo once a week. That's what she was
Oh,
talking
that's
about.
fun.
We have our just super regulars. They love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going good.
So how did this all begin for you? Because hey, we're working on that blended family,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I know that you have a blended family,
Hmm.
and you worked for many, many years in the industry,
Yeah.
as it were. So, tell me how this all began for you.
So it's funny when you guys said this to me and you brought it up about blended family. It was
Mhm.
because, Anthony didn't have any other children. So it
Right.
was a little easier on that aspect, right? So it was only my side coming in.
Yeah.
But we never really considered ourselves. We were very fortunate that it just worked out just very good for us. Anthony really
Yeah.
stepped up and he was step in. And then that was his name, and he was
Aw.
great with that. And then he became dad, and on the kids' own accord,
Mm.
right? And yeah, it was just super easy. So when I hear that, I don't think of us as
Yeah.
like that. So I was very lucky,
Yeah.
but I
That is
understand
that is
the
awesome.
challenges of
It
it.
it
Yeah.
is, and understanding the challenges of owning a restaurant.
Ugh,
Yes.
yes, yes. So,
eh,
and we worked together. So
Yeah.
he ended up, we were not going into business together by any means. So I came from Skyline Golf Course, and Jim Midas, amazing, amazing, brilliant man, um, brought me into this and taught me the ropes. And it was supposed to be me and it, and he was
Mm.
on his way out though, but he could never not work. So, um, within 6 months, he kind of floated out, and Anthony broke his shoulder and kind of left masonry and
Yeah.
started bartending. And then one day, a chef walked out on me. Now my husband runs the kitchen.
Isn't it amazing how that always
Yeah.
can be the catalyst?
So this just all happened. Yeah. So it's got its challenges as
Yes.
well, right? Like working with, there's just there's these roles that you have to play, and there's
Mhm.
understanding each other, and in tough situations, and in very complicated situations. Very
Fam-
stressed. The whole
Family or no family, I don't know a more stressful place to work
time.
Yeah.
than in a working kitchen, in
Yes.
food service. And I can't even, I mean, I did it in my younger years. I wasn't the one in charge.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being the one in charge of the whole thing.
Um, I look back at like the Soldados. I worked for them forever, and I find myself every day saying, "That's why Lynn said this. That's why Mickey said this."
Yeah.
Because it's you can relate to all of
Yeah.
that,
Mhm.
and you just got to learn from it. And my son Alex, who's listening right now, he's a bartender,
Yeah.
and I'm very fortunate to have him.
Mm.
He has this huge following.
Yeah.
Um,
He's your
yeah,
oldest, right?
he is my
Yes.
oldest.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, he is just an amazing, amazing kid. And the fact we can work together is incredible.
Yeah. That's
There's
great.
very few challenges
Mhm.
with him there. It doesn't feel like he's my son when it
Yeah.
comes to
Because
work.
sometimes when you have kids in any business, it's hard because, sometimes they're like, "I don't want anything to do
Your
with it,"
mom. Yeah.
you know?
Oh
But
no, he
that's
loves it.
great.
He
That's
loves it. I've
great.
never seen a better bartender in my life. Ever. If anyone wants to see a great
Yeah.
bartender, you stop on down Monday through Wednesday during the day.
Well, the other thing is, it's very hard to find people who are reliable in any industry. So having
Mhm.
family makes a big difference. I know that when my mother was the manager of the Stockbridge Golf Club for like 8 years back in the 90s,
Mhm.
we all worked there. But part of it was we had to work there because how do you find reliable help? And this is back in the 90s when it was
Yeah.
probably more reliable than it
Mhm.
is today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in different generations, right? So, like, I remember one of my children saying to me, "Well, I don't want to do that. I'm not dishwashing. I want to do what you do." So they basically like pay me, like, I don't even get paid. So if you want to do that, great.
Right.
But like, pay me this much money and I'll sit at a desk,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I used to dishwash. That's how I started.
Right.
That was my very first job.
It should
Yeah.
be everybody.
I was not a
It should
dishwasher, I was a busser, but, I mean, that my very first job was as a busser.
Everyone should
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
something like
Yep.
that. I've had my bossers at the A. I'm very fortunate. I have Gianna, And then I had Mariah, who those were the two people. I'll tell you, you talk about generational
Yeah.
things, but God, for their ages, they are the most. I don't know if their parents just taught them better, but I'm
Yeah.
very lucky to have them. They're like my right hand women,
That's awesome.
and they're the youngest there.
Yeah. And I wonder if I
very
had them in
fortunate.
school. I don't know. Those names
Gianna,
sound
ALO.
familiar. The names sound familiar. I don't know.
Mariah Italian.
I think
You,
so.
I
I
think
had
you had
Mariah.
Mariah.
Yep.
Yes. But
Yep.
I mean, I'm going, God, you guys gotta like go to college and really get in this business.
Yeah.
Like open up restaurants all over the
Yes.
country.
Hotel,
That's how
restaurant
good they
management.
are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
for
mean,
sure.
and that's not easy, and that is not easy. And
Mm-mm.
so I worked my way up to be a bus person. See, yeah.
We're just
and
women, so
and
you don't have to
then
start.
and then eventually became a waiter, and then every once in a while a bartender. So so yeah, and then Cara, of course, you owned your restaurant.
Yeah. And food service was not my thing. I started as a busser in Lenox, and it was just a breakfast place. I think they were open until 2 o'clock. And then after that, I went into retail.
Very
I
different.
I was just kind of like, all right, I think I'll do retail. So I went into retail for a really long time until I started going to school to become a teacher, and I had to have several jobs because when you're student teaching, you can't get paid and you have to work all day as if you're a teacher. So I had a bunch of different jobs. So I worked at Arizona Pizza for a little while, and I worked behind the bar, and I waited tables. And I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. But then I went back into retail. And
Really?
so, yeah, when we opened the restaurant, I was super nervous because I was just
Mm.
like, oh my gosh, there's so many things that you can't control. And when you're a teacher, you plan out everything. You have a plan A
Right.
and a plan B. And it's like, oh my God, like I don't have any control over this. It would frustrate me
And
so
you're in a
bad.
fishbowl.
I think
Yes.
it's
Right.
And
like
everything
You're in
is
a fishbowl.
really public and
Mm.
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
different.
yeah, having a restaurant is almost like being in politics a little bit.
Yeah.
But I can tell
Yeah.
you that the old adage is everyone has a plan, as Mike Tyson said, until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of the restaurant business in a nutshell, because you never know really what you're going to get. So any plan that you have, I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a planning person, so that doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
Like, and we have everything, right? We have banquets. We have
And the banquets are amazing. We had
my husband's
2 events,
Ah,
2 or 3
it
or
was the
whatever.
best.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
we
Yes.
Yeah.
love our banquets. It's a chance to get people in there. I think a
Mhm.
lot of people still don't know.
And the food is
We're
really good.
Yeah. So that was honestly,
Yeah.
that was it's Skyline. That was Jim
Mhm.
Midas bringing all that in.
Yeah.
And we still go by that. We do pub food,
Yeah.
but we do everything homemade.
Yeah.
Everything. And Anthony has really, Mason his whole life.
Mhm.
He went to culinary, in high school.
Yeah.
And he really, thank God for him, because he really stepped up and, like you say about family, it can have
Mhm.
its tough points,
Yeah.
but it's somebody that cares about your business as
Right.
much as you do.
Right. And the trust factor. I remember
Oh yeah.
when we had our restaurant, my mom was the hostess. My sister was part of our wait staff, and it was super helpful. Like I could rely on my mom as the hostess. That's a big job,
They care.
and she
It
cared,
is.
and she was so friendly and kind to everyone, and the staff loved her, and I was really appreciative for that. My sister, same thing, super hard worker. Um, but yeah, you have to have those people that you can trust and rely on.
For sure. I've
Yeah.
been very lucky, and you learn how to be a boss, right?
Mhm.
It's very different than
Yes.
managing, and
Mhm.
you want to be the best boss in the world,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then you learn who to do that to.
Right. You
Right.
can't always be
You learn who to do it for.
Mr. or Mrs. Nice Guy,
Right.
unfortunately, if you're going to manage well.
Yep. And you learn who to do it with. Like I've had a girl who
Sometimes you have to
was
be the heavy, as we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I have this Faith, she might be listening now, but so she's been fired twice. And I hired her back because without, it's integrity, right? When you say something that
Mhm.
you don't know someone's going to hear, so she had said this at another restaurant. This is what we never appreciated Haley did. And I hired her back,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and she said it without ever thinking I would know that. And now she's like, a shift lead, and she is just she cares.
Yeah.
I treat her with respect. She treats me with respect. And it's hard to find those kind
It
of
is.
people,
And that the same
right?
thing happened, with us. We had someone and I had to fire him and he was one of our best wait staff, but it was a rule that if you pull a no call, no show
Mm.
on a busy night, it was a Friday or Saturday, super busy. And I was pregnant at the time and with my son, and I would have to step in, and it was hard. It was like towards the tail end, and I'm just like waddling around. And
It's
yeah,
hard once you're owning a
yeah.
place to be away.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
forget that
You know?
I'm working. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
okay.
so it was cool because a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, you're so pregnant and you're waiting tables," and they would tip me like
They want to see that.
and I gave the wait staff my tips, but it was, it was interesting, but I did end up
Why?
hiring
I know. No, I'm just kidding.
You're the
You
owner.
do to it. It's a very gray area. It's
Right.
really
That's
hard.
yeah.
You only
Yeah.
work when you're by yourself.
The owner, yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
No, but
Yeah.
it's nice. I think really the people like to see
Mhm.
the owners in there. I'll be in my office and I don't know if people, you know what I mean? I like to be out. I
Yes.
may be doing very important things and a
Yeah.
lot of back there, but they want to see you.
Right.
And you are always helping your staff.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing. And I think people like to see that.
Yeah.
Linda Carter says, went to Tavern at the A last week for lunch, treated very well, and the food was delicious. Susan Corncolda says, hi, Cara, Haley, and John. Happy Valentine's Day to all you. Are you open for Valentine's Day?
We sure are. It's music
Okay.
bingo. We're gonna have a lot of nice
Oh, that'll be fun.
love baskets.
Very
Aw.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And Denise says, Anthony does a great job, and Alex is awesome.
He really is. Oh my God. These guys love to see him. I'll be behind the bar. I have a shirt that says, sorry, I'm not Alex.
Aw.
Wow. They love him.
Very good. And let's see. So many comments. So many comments. Carla Prendergast says, hi, all.
Hi.
Melissa Adams Montoya says, blended families, couples working together, but especially in restaurants, bars, takes a lot of work together.
Yes.
Yes, it takes a lot of work
And
to make it work.
understanding.
Yeah. Trish Descanio, hey, Mom, I remember cleaning toilets to
Yes.
hostess work. So there, family.
Yes.
Family. They do it. Molly Reardon says, I was a manager of a cafe. Such a hard, busy job. Yes, absolutely.
They love our
And
managers.
also, Haley, the most generous benefit location you could ever ask for. Big heart, Haley, says
Aw.
Molly. So lots of nice comments coming in. And so it really has become that location. I mean, the A was the A, but you have put your stamp on it. Yeah, and I think you put your heart into it, and I think people. I feel it. I mean,
Yeah.
we would not have
So
gone.
loyal.
I mean, we had two events there last
Over the
fall,
summer, yeah.
over the summer and into the fall, and the reason we did that was just because the atmosphere is amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Thank you. And that's the great thing about I feel like, and I'm sure you had a restaurant,
Yeah.
we have a commitment to the community.
Yeah.
As a restaurant in this community that, if someone fundraisers, they have the space for free.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
I do this music bingo and I tell PTO, is it PTO or PTA now? I always say
Either
It
or.
depends which
so
school.
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Reed did one with music bingo, sports events, sick people that are sick. That's our job as restaurant
Yes.
owners. And
Yeah.
Lynn taught me that's our job as restaurant owners is to provide that. We have the space,
Yeah.
we provide it. And a lot of celebrations of life lately. Sad to see, but it's nice to be able to take that off people's
Yep.
right. That's my job. I'm kind of the party planner. I
Right.
don't plan anything else in my life,
Yeah.
but parties I'm good at.
You are good at it.
I
You're
am,
super
and
organized.
with those I
Yeah.
am, yeah. And it's nice to do that
Hey,
for
everyone's got a
people.
niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that.
Everyone has
Like
their
literally nothing else in my life is planned. So
Michelle says, "Hi, y'all. Have a great show. Thank you, Michelle."
you.
And Chantel, now newly on Facebook as Chantel McCulloch, says, "Hi, guys. Hi,
Hey.
Chantel. We loved having her on the show, also." And Jocelyn Moody says, "Glad the show could still go on despite this snowstorm."
Oh, boy, I know. We were all kind of like, are we gonna have a
our
snow day?
distributor is closing.
Oh,
and I'm gonna be like a day out because of all that snow.
All that snow.
You know?
I
Uh,
got text messages from Eversource like saying we're expecting power
Yes.
outages. I'm like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, yeah, we're definitely gonna
At
have a
least
snow
the
day.
schools didn't
Yeah,
close. Can you
I know.
imagine?
Because the thing is, we got out super late last year. I mean, it was like
yeah.
really
You
late.
can't, you're damned if you do,
Yeah.
damned if you don't.
Yeah.
You're right, with those school
It-
closings.
It is the case, no doubt about it. So then no
Mhm.
one wants to go deep into June. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just need a good snow day. So.
Hey, it depends on your kids. Parents might like that, I
It
don't
depends.
know.
Well, when your wife is a teacher, then there's a whole
You
different,
say- She doesn't.
a different dynamic
Yeah.
with all that. Soma says hi. Hi, Soma.
Soma.
And also, we're giving out a candle tonight. So anyone who comments is in the running for a candle in addition to that $25 gift certificate to Tavern at the A. Joyce Slater asked Cara, what restaurant did you have? Food and beverage takes a village. It is
Yes.
a very hard work.
Yeah, we
Yes.
had Brulee's Restaurant and Catering. It was on North Street, 141. It's where Jay Allen's moved in after us.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a big undertaking. It's a big space in there, a lot of overhead.
Mm.
But yeah,
It was.
it was
Yeah.
worth every minute.
Huge.
People ask
I mean,
me,
that's
would
like
you do it all over
you can-
again? Yeah, of course I would.
You
I
can
learned
fit
a lot.
like 300 people in that space.
You
And
could.
you didn't do it before then.
No.
See, I've done it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like I had no other. Like I'm so
No.
happy that Jim, got me
Yep.
into this because where else was I,
Yeah.
but I can't imagine that.
Well,
I
my
can't.
my partner and my ex-husband, he was the
The head of-
restaurant. He was the guy, and so
The chef.
he was the chef, the head.
You ran the
Yeah.
front.
It's still
You
the
ran
front. I mean, the front is
Yeah.
just, he could be the chef, but he has no idea.
Right.
Right? They're so different. No, they really
Well, it's
are.
kind of interesting
Yeah.
because
It's always that way, right?
it is always that way. It's like in my now I did work at D'Angelo's on Rittenhouse Square in Philadelphia, and two Sicilians own that restaurant. They're brothers,
Gotcha.
and probably the highest octane stress restaurant you'll ever be a part of. But there always is that just it's a pushback between
Front of the house,
front of the
back
house
rest.
and
Yes.
the
And
chef.
it can
Yeah.
be, and it doesn't matter if you're married or not, because we definitely had our moments, and it was, it wasn't. I was reminded a lot that it wasn't my world, and whatever, and it was hard,
That's tough.
but
Yes.
you put your heart and soul into it no matter
You
what,
do regardless.
and I wouldn't change it for a second.
Did you love it? I absolutely love it.
It was like the worst of times and the best of times
In the same day.
in the same day.
In the
Yep.
same day, sometimes in the same hour.
Yes. You're like,
It's really
it's
true.
the weirdest feeling.
Yeah.
But I met so many great
Yeah.
people. Music bingo. I have exclusive. I have Linda Bristol. We have like the highest payout in the area. We do it every Wednesday, and I absolutely love. I had a chef tell me. I had Tom McCardle was my chef, and he said, I said, these people are calling and asking for table. Like,
Yeah.
so I have the bingo or the Beatles table. So I have John, Paul, George, Ringo.
Oh yeah.
And they'll be like, I want 4 people at Paul. And I'm going, who does it? And he goes, do you know how much of a compliment that is? To
Yeah.
have your customers know their tables.
Yeah.
And I've kind of carried that on through. And I'm
Yep.
so fortunate to just have such amazing customers and such a loyal following.
And that's the thing about it, because even so we had our loyal customers. And so when we closed, which was our choice to close, we didn't have to. It was our choice. It was kind of like we made this deal that if we weren't doing what we expected to do at a certain point, we were going to cut our losses. And so that's what we did. And we had a really young family too. And so, but after the fact, our wait staff was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we told them 2 weeks ahead of time that we were closing, and every single one of them stayed. And I don't know if any of them are listening, but they are amazing humans, and our customers, our loyal customers, they stayed loyal friends
Yeah.
after. So
It is, it's yeah, like I stopped saying we're family, right? Because you
Yeah.
don't say that in the business
Yeah.
arena. But like I was saying about Faith and Gianna, it's like, when you have your hard times, and I see it now in a slow period, and my kitchen staff, right? Like we closed on Saturday. because we had some issues and with equipment, and they came in and they were like, we should have a staff meeting. And they all
Yeah.
just showed up and defrosted the meeting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and it's just, they do it because they care too, right?
Right.
Because we created something
Yes.
that they want to be a part
Yeah.
of. And they are. And
Yeah.
it's just so appreciated. And you do your best to show them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
the customers do see that,
Oh, yeah.
right? I mean, that creates
People
the
can
vibe.
feel it.
Yes.
People can feel it.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Yep.
It is great atmosphere. And so now, Cara taught at least one of your kids, right?
Dominic. She taught Dominic and Alex, but I'll never forget. So Alex was kind of the wild child,
Mhm.
but just for a little bit. But
Yeah.
Dominic, she calls me one day and she goes, some behavioral issues, and I'm going, Alex? No, you mean Alex? And she was like, no, Dominic. And I'm going, what? And then about a month and a half later, 2 months later, she goes, I'm pushing to get him in honors class.
Mhm.
He is awesome. Like, she pretty much did not like Dominic. Like, basically told me so.
He was
right?
he was bored in the beginning, you know?
And she was
and-
like,
but,
he's
but
just
I didn't
like-
know what it was.
Yeah, it was just, they were rapping, I think, in
Yes.
class.
But you know what? He and his friend ended up being, they were like just amazing. At a certain point, it like took a turn where it was kind of like, we're not going to listen to anything she says.
Yeah.
And then it took a turn, and then I'm like, you know what? And then I could see what he could do, and I'm like, he's doing this because he's bored.
And so she said that to me, and I'm going, Jesus, thank God. Because I'm going, oh my God, what? I've never heard this, and I've
Yeah.
never even gotten a complaint about Alex, but I just knew he would kind of be like, whatever.
Yeah.
So when she said that, and then she goes, I'm pushing him in honors. And Dominic resisted,
Yeah.
right? Because Dominic was capable,
Right.
but he wasn't, the kids that just comes easy.
Yeah.
They could go to class one day a week.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't for him. He had to quit some sports. But
Mhm.
since she got him into honors, he went to honors and AP all throughout high school,
Yeah.
and all the rest of middle school.
Yeah.
And now he's at UMass.
Yeah.
And he's going to a 6-year degree for kinesiology.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yep.
Awesome.
Wow.
And I always, always give her that credit because
Thank you. Well,
we
he's
would
a
have
great kid.
never, I would have never have known that.
Yeah.
Never. And he pushed himself.
Yep.
You gave him the motivation,
Yeah.
and then he pushed himself.
Because
So
I just
I
reminded
could cry saying it.
Yeah, he and his friend is super smart too. And if he's listening, he'll know who I'm talking about. And so the two of them, it was like a game at first, and then I don't even know, it was like a shift. I was just kind of like, you guys are smart,
Mhm.
and then I just kind of like let it be their choice, gave them more like, all right,
Isn't that
yeah,
crazy?
yeah,
That's, I didn't know to do that with
Mhm.
children, and I had
Mhm.
that with Alex.
yeah,
I had that with Alex. It's like when I would tell him to do something,
yeah,
it never worked.
no,
And then he ended up having that I can make my own decisions. No
Yeah.
one's telling me to make them.
hmm
And God, what an amazing person.
yeah. Well, because
He
socially,
just
sometimes
amazes
kids
me.
are more mature socially, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And so they don't want to be treated like babies,
Yes.
and they don't want to be told what to do.
So they push
So
back.
you give them a couple choices. You have to do this, but you can do it this way, you decide.
Mhm.
So when you start doing that, things change. But always a great kid. Always. I mean, we had a lot of fun. I look back on that. I mean, God, I don't even remember. It's probably like, what was it? 2015, maybe
So
14.
he just graduated. He's in his first year of college. So yeah,
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we had fun. Times have changed.
They have. I'm so lucky because you hear about this
Yeah.
generation. I'm so lucky. My kids are all just, oh my God.
Yeah.
My older two have in big part with the blended family situation.
Mhm.
I mean, I am so lucky that Anthony taught them how to be the men they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Very fortunate.
huge.
And so
Very
a
fortunate.
couple things. I mean, and by the way, Trish, of course, says Cara cares so much for her students, a great professional, and it does take a great, not, I'm just saying this because she's my wife, but it takes a really experienced teacher to be able to see that and say, you know what, we gotta go a different direction here
Yeah.
and be able to go on the fly. But then the other thing is, you talk about mentorship. how important having a father figure
Yeah.
Oh my God.
for kids. And I hope
Mhm.
that your kids, I hope they're not looking at it as this like they're guinea pigs or something. But this is really important stuff because
Yes.
we talk about this all the time. And when you have situations where you have father figures, but they're not necessarily the biological father, and
Mhm.
then how do you approach that? I mean, we
Especially
talk
later
about this all
on,
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you come into their lives when
Yeah.
they're 9, 10, 13, 14, it can be tough.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's on both sides really too,
Mhm.
because, I have my son, and my son really looks up to John. He won't admit it.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
He won't admit it. He'll roll his eyes a lot, but he looks up to John because he wants to dress like John. And he'll ask me, "Can I wear this sweater? It looks like a sweater John would wear."
Oh.
And yeah, like he wants,
You better get him an Adidas jumpsuit then, because that's my favorite outfit.
No, is this
No,
the
no.
for the yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Especially
yeah,
at their
for yeah,
ages. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
all I know is that letting the kids take the role of what they want to call you and
Right.
how they want the relationship. That's
Yeah.
what we did. We let them choose
Yeah.
the boundaries of their relationship,
Mhm.
and then you can't go wrong.
Right.
Right.
And we do the same thing, and with John's boys, I mean, we made it clear early on. It's kind of like, I'm not the mom. I'm a mom figure, and I'm nurturing,
Bonus man.
and I'm there to support and have conversations, and they can ask questions. Same with my kids. He's not their dad, but he's
It's an important
yeah,
thing to say, right? That like
yeah,
I'm not trying to fill that role
right,
because they already have that person.
right,
Right. And
right.
I think sometimes kids come into it as like, don't like a little, aggressive is
Yeah,
they, you're not my dad.
right,
You're not my mom.
right.
And it's like, I don't
Yeah,
Yeah.
want to
That's
be.
okay.
And that,
yeah,
and that's
Not looking to do
important
that. Yeah.
because yeah, there's that they're trying to defend their parent, right? Their
right.
biological parent.
Yeah. And
So
it's
yeah,
it's
there's so
very true.
many.
And it's, but I think for us, we were lucky in a way because we never really had that power struggle.
Mm.
My son will get a little bit, he doesn't like it when John tells him what to do, but he
I
understands.
think that's. I
Whoever
don't think he
does.
likes anybody telling him
Yeah.
what to do.
Doesn't like anybody telling
Yeah.
him what to do.
So
Yeah.
And you gotta have that respect boundary
yeah.
too, right?
Right.
Within all this,
Right.
it's so hard because right, you gotta still with that respect, them,
Exactly.
regardless of your
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah. It's
You're
true.
gonna respect this person that I have married
Yep.
and that pays for this household.
Exactly. And we say
Right?
that
We
all the
both
time.
here I put a bow
We
on the
pay for this
water.
together. Right.
And the
Exactly.
lights
Yeah.
and yeah. You're
Absolutely.
not gonna talk to me like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the business, looking at that, um, tell me about the vision for the tavern. 'Cause, we know the banquets are happening.
Yeah.
There's some music. I mean, when you did music at Brulee's,
Yes.
if you went back, I don't know if you'd actually have done
Well,
it
I
the same way.
think
Jim right in the corner there.
yeah, we had a lounge. We had a lounge with couches and
Mm.
chairs, and I think the concept was new. A lot of people around here hadn't experienced that. It was something that my ex, we kind of really wanted to do, and I think maybe he was like from the Boston area and he saw a little bit more. And so we had the couches and we had a rug and we would have bands come in. And we did not charge a cover. Um People came, they got to enjoy the bands. A lot of times we would have bands that were down at Flavors because I would take my breaks down there and I would have the ginger lemon tea at Flavors. I love that on my break. I'd go down, I'd have
Oh, that
the cup of
is.
tea and I'd hear whatever band, and I'd be like, oh, it's a great band. We have to have them at the restaurant. Um, but it got really crazy with the music and the entertainment. And so I feel like
It can snowball.
yeah, it did. And so it ended up we were kind of trying to bring everybody in because we wanted to give everybody a chance, but towards the end we had like the fan favorites that we would always call.
Of course.
And so that's what we did. And we had
Because at
like
the end of the
3 or
day,
4
At the end of
bands.
the day,
Yeah.
it's a tough line.
Yeah.
you need the business.
Right.
You need the business.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, if you have a band, that's going to fill the house.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, in good times, right?
Right.
Have anybody in,
Exactly.
right? Like, I mean, if we were just to go by personality
Right.
and just wanting to be a good person, we would have everybody play
Exactly. Because you
anytime,
want to have, you
right?
want to be able to support.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
When we first started, it was the end of COVID.
Mhm.
And so I made the decision of, the state gave us this wonderful opportunity as business owners that it was on us
Yeah.
to say whether we wore masks or not.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
oh yeah, it was great, but it was also like you were either a mass spreader or you were
Right.
not.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It made it difficult because I remember those times
Yeah, I can see that.
when basically when they mandated and said, all right,
It was
back to
silly
ma-
rules.
you go back to masks. Well, maybe you didn't like the masks, but at the same time, at least you didn't have to worry about the stress of, oh, do I wear one or do I not?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
It was tough, and I didn't want to bring in. I felt, and I think it did work for us, is that people wanted to sit and talk, right? They wanted some human connection again. It had been
Mhm.
over a year.
Yeah.
We didn't have that.
Yeah.
And I felt acoustic music kind of lent its hand to that. And so that's what we did. And I got introduced to just such amazing people.
Yeah.
It was Danny Gingras and Lindsay and Brian Benlin, Tony Lee Thomas. I could go on and on. Nate
Yeah.
Martell, Peter Apple, Tom Corrigan, you might know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I know all those.
I don't even
Yes.
want to like Justin and Rizzo, who
Yeah.
was my optometrist. Like these
Yeah.
incredible people, Jason and Trev. Oh my God, I don't want to forget anybody. But they became my wonderful friends, right?
Mhm.
And we don't do a cover, but it just created this. It really, and then we started doing prime rib every Friday night, and so we made it
Yeah.
kind of our
Is
own.
that huge? The
It
prime rib? It
is.
is so huge. We did
It
that
is.
too.
And it's nice because you're a bar, right? So it's
Yeah.
not like I should be doing right. Mickey Soldato said to me, know who you are.
Mhm.
All right. So I'm not trying to do a beef tornadoes at $50 at a wobbly table at the Tavern at the Eye.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? I mean,
Right.
I gotta know who I am.
Yeah.
But prime rib
Yeah.
somehow kind
It
of
fits.
Yeah.
fits.
It fits.
And then it lends its hands to chicken parm and
Yeah.
all these other things. And
That's right. That's right.
right? And so that's awesome. We do that Friday and Saturdays. So Thursdays through Sunday, I was doing music.
Yeah.
We pulled back a little,
Yeah.
you know.
That's a lot Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah, it wasn't
That is.
always.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
maybe Thursday, Friday, Sunday,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But it can be expensive. I mean, sometimes when it
Yes.
is the third of your
It
and you're
is.
paying people because I don't
Yeah.
charge a cover.
Yeah.
But when it's busy, I was like, yeah, but I love them. I'm so excited they're
I
here and I just
know.
get to hang out with them.
I know. I know.
Right?
I know. I
And
love
they're such
that.
great people. I
Yeah.
mean, these musicians they're so integral to
Mhm.
my business. I mean, they really are. And I feel like right now, it's if there's music, people come.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it. So yeah, always on Friday and Saturdays. I have music, some Thursdays.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
you gotta make what works for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had the refrigerators
Yeah.
recently.
The refrigerator.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
So the
They were-
refrigerators are a band out of what?
Troy,
Troy area.
Albany, yeah.
But I think one of the band members is
Went to
from
Pete's
here.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like
Yeah.
I think she was a great under me in school, I
Yes.
guess.
Yep.
But they are just, oh my gosh, they go from it's a 10-piece band.
Oh wow. I didn't
Uh,
realize it was 10.
Yes.
Holy
My
cow.
gosh.
Yeah, it was I really got thrown into it because it's a whole different arena.
So you better pack the
Yeah.
house if you have a
You
10-piece
better
band.
is right.
I assume
You
it's not-
better is right. It's
not-
not.
Does
It was, but no, they were so good to me.
Mhm.
They definitely 100% gave me a deal. But I mean, it's almost like you hear them playing. It's like whatever. It was a
Yes.
great night just listening to
That's
that.
awesome.
Whatever we
You know,
pay, it's worth it.
You have, I'm hoping the Hot Shot Hillbillies will be back. I'm gonna have them in soon, and obviously we've had a lot of Whiskey City. I mean, there's
Yep.
just such incredible musicians around here.
Yeah.
Shine, all these guys, they've come and played for lots of benefits.
Now Shine, isn't that whose band is that?
I think you're thinking of Shine Down.
No.
No.
Brad.
So while you're thinking about that,
thinking-
Tina
I-
Bordeaux says
yeah.
hi. Christina Marie says hi, Haley. Do you have karaoke night?
I would love to have another karaoke night
That's
Okay.
and an open mic.
Open mic
If
is
anyone
popular.
has any suggestions and they want to message the I really want to do a karaoke night. sometimes.
Yeah, I would say both. We did karaoke. We also did open mic.
Yeah, this is the time of year to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
People
And then with the
love
open mic, if you plan around the city, then you should have an open mic maybe every night throughout the city. So, okay,
you
you know what
know,
I'm saying? So just pick the night that
Mhm.
they don't have the open mics because that's how it used to be back in the
that's the
day.
problem.
It wasn't all in Pittsfield, but
Mhm.
if you look between North Adams and Pittsfield and Great Barrington, you kind of would have an open mic night every
Was it
every
really?
night, or
Yeah. It was, when
in the
would you
90s,
say?
I
Yeah.
think.
And they all kind of just like,
Yeah.
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
And people
Or
absolutely
maybe
loved it.
mid 2000s, I think.
I
Yeah.
remember going to open mic in oh, what was it called over there? Like where Pepe's.
Pepe.
But what was
Slackos.
it called?
Well, there was Pepe's before Pepe's.
Yeah, it was before. What was it? You
No, I
said
think
the
it was
name of it. Maybe
Pepe's.
it was Pepe's,
No,
but
it
I
was
thought it had a
Pepe's.
different name. But we would
Yeah.
go to.
Well, it
There
changed
was like
names
a
later.
wine bar or something.
Yeah.
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 So Kimberly Ann says, hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
Denise Marie said they are my best friends. I think she's talking about the band, maybe. And Linda Bristol says music bingo, just question mark. When is it again?
So
Okay.
yep. So Linda is cueing me to talk more about music bingo, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes.
So she
Oh, okay.
is.
We
So that's my favorite.
beat around the bush
Yeah.
a little bit.
So we never
Hey,
got into it.
we got to go do the music bingo.
Okay.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. It is my favorite night of the week.
Yeah.
People those are my regulars right there. People play at the bar now. It's for 2 sheets. I think you spend $5. You
Wow.
get the 2 sheets. And then after I think there's a $20 deal. So really for $5.
And then
You
does
play the
somebody
game.
run that? Do you run it or
So
does?
Linda does.
Oh,
So
okay.
she comes in, I buy the baskets. So I
Mhm.
make up like, every week I get different baskets between like knits
so
and lottery. I've done coffee baskets, I've done golf baskets with cleats in it. And we
Wow.
just work together and Linda is just I'm so happy. One of my bartenders
Yeah.
was a customer of mine and she brought Linda in. And I had another person at the time. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to take them from the place she was
Yeah.
playing at originally. And yeah, ended up being my most profitable night of the
That
week.
is awesome.
She is amazing. It is the biggest
Now, did
payout
you do?
around Berkshire County.
I feel like they had music bingo for softball. Did they have
Yes. So that's the other thing is she does.
girls softball?
Yep, me and
Yeah.
Linda do fundraisers. So anyone with any sports fundraiser, PTOs, anything, I mean, you don't put $1 down.
Yeah.
The money goes, she'll take out of the ticket sales. And it's really just on you to promote.
Yep.
Me and you,
That's
whoever calls
awesome.
me to promote.
Yeah.
We'll schedule it and we do drink specials, we'll do certain colors for your school. It's
Awesome.
I wish that when I was doing all this for my
Yeah.
kids stuff
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I had
You
me
wish-
back.
By the way,
So call me.
yeah. So Lynn Fisher, she's having a little trouble. It's cutting out on her and continually and freezing. So Lynn, I think maybe your connection, it could be ours, but at the very least, what we do is we take the recorded version and we put that on YouTube. So if you miss any portion of this video or if we have any connection issues, that's how it goes. And Kimberly Ann says, "OMG, I miss karaoke nights, but I have strep throat, so my voice is a no-go right now. We'll get better, Kimberly." And
Yes.
then and let's do
That
that.
sounds better than mine.
Soma says, "I love to be in a basket." I'd love to be in a basket.
Oh, for sure. If she wants to message me, Hailey
Oh,
Satrape
her
or-
candle.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd appreciate that. Well, I was like,
Sometimes I
yeah,
just
we'll put
read
her in a
these.
basket. I got it. Don't
Sometimes
worry,
I-
Jen.
Sometimes I just read the comments.
I heard how
And I don't
you said
read the
it.
context.
But that would be awesome if she wants to message me.
Um,
Any businesses.
Yeah.
It is very popular. And any business that wants to donate to these baskets and wants to come in, I'll buy them a drink and I will go in on your basket with you.
Oh, fun.
So
Good to
yeah,
know. Good to know.
John's still laughing at
Oh
himself.
my gosh.
So it's good. I mean, and the event. So yeah, have your event at the Tavern at the
Yeah,
I mean,
if you
we-
haven't had an event there, book an event because it's fun.
We really, and it's great because I see people all the time going, yeah, there was a baby shower. I couldn't believe it was at the A. I think people still don't know. And then
Yep.
they come in and then I've booked so many more.
Yeah.
So give it a shot.
Yep.
Stop in and see us.
The class act.
I appreciate
It
that.
is.
We've really
Yeah.
tried. It's my passion. I love it.
Mhm.
I just love it a lot. So my staff is amazing. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah. Now,
And our
did you
customers too.
do any of the wreath making there? Because I know you did that at the Skyline. That was so
I used
fun.
I used to decorate zucchinis,
Yeah.
roasted, and I used to do wreath parties.
Yeah, that was
I
fun.
did do one last year.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if I didn't go insane, it was amazing. But yes, I did do it last year, and I'm going to do another one
Yeah.
this
I
year.
bought a wreath from you too.
Oh my goodness, I love
Yeah.
doing
The
that.
huge wreath that went on the house.
Yes, I
Great
got you a huge
Barrington.
one.
I
Yeah.
loved it. It was so pretty.
I just end up what it is I'm really don't like tacky things. So
Yeah.
I end up spending way more money and I don't make a dollar out of
I know.
it. And I just like make everybody make theirs so nice. And I'm like, I didn't make a penny. So if you want to make a really nice wreath, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for someone to collaborate. You just do the boards that you painted.
Oh yeah, that's fun
I'd like to
too.
do something for a holiday, around Christmas with the wreaths. So if anyone does anything
Yeah.
out there that's another craft we can merge into,
Yep.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, the
Mm.
boards are cool.
They are, but like something like that. We
Yeah.
can do a wreath thing with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just get out of just the restaurant business for a minute. I have that whole
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
It gets people out and about.
Space and be for free. Let me know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kimberly Ann said the PHS girls just had a raffle going on with scratch tickets. I wish I knew I could have set it on here. So,
Yeah.
but anyhow, there you go. There you go. So,
Yeah,
it,
there's a lot of them. Tonight we have Banco. Yeah.
People play
Lanesboro.
Banco still?
So I have a Monday night Banco.
What is Banco?
Wow.
I'm not sure it's a dice game with a bell.
Yeah. My
So
mom played
it's a
Banco.
person, it's like pitch almost, but it's a dice
Yeah.
game. And then they have a bell they ring. There's a small Banco, large Banco.
I haven't heard of I mean
Oh
my
my gosh, every
mom
Monday
back
night.
in the early, I don't know, late 70s, early 80s. My
Yes,
mom
girl.
and my aunts played Banco.
So then tonight though, this Lanesboro, New Ashford, it's for oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's for tuitions and they do, it's all goes
Yeah.
back to the kids to go to school and
Yep.
they're having it there right now.
Oh, great.
Yes, yes, yes. And so
Yeah.
yeah, they did that.
Banco.
You can't eat while you're doing it, so now they're all eating but they make good money. It's just all about the advertising,
Yep.
I think, and working
Yep.
together,
It's good stuff.
and I don't charge anybody. You just come and make your money. I mean, right? We all
Yeah.
benefit.
Well, around here, pitch is also
I
popular.
have 2 pitch leagues.
You
Yeah.
do?
I do
My
Monday
gosh.
nights. So it's funny.
I mean,
I
is
said
there
I should
anything that
start
you
a
don't do over there?
Nope. On Tuesdays is the only day.
Yeah.
So on Mondays we have a pitch league and then Baco in the other room. And then we just all of a sudden have these women that just came in and they do their own little pitch thing.
That's
So
so cool.
yeah.
Now, do you advertise this?
So it's their own private
Okay.
pitch leagues.
Okay.
But I was thinking about making it a game night.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
like life size,
Yeah, that is so
Jenga, and I'm like, we should just make it a game night.
Yeah.
Everyone just comes here and plays games all night.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a great space for it.
It is. Well, they're in the bar and there, and then we
Yep.
have pitch on Thursday nights as well. So if anyone
Yep.
is looking to get into a league, I know who to give their name to. It's not my thing though.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
anything
ours.
it draws people there.
They look like
and,
they have a lot of fun.
and
Yeah.
it is. It is a
People
comfortable
love
place, yeah.
like, I'm teaching a class at BCC and
Of
the
course you are.
people are
Another
there
person.
and they, and we were introducing
What do you
ourselves
do
a
in
few
your
weeks
spare
ago.
time? Oh, I'm just a
Make reads.
adjunct professor at BCC. I do that in my spare time.
Harvard.
Right.
But they were, we were introducing ourselves and they're like, there's not a lot to do around here. And, and so it's good to know
Yeah.
because now, because you don't
Because I
oftentimes
do
know.
comedy shows. Right?
Yeah,
It's like
I
you
think,
gotta come out too.
yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just all about the advertising, I think. But
Yeah.
people do want to get out. I think we're
Yep.
ready to get back out.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so it's nice to break up the week.
It is.
Right. So Wednesday night's perfect night for music
Yeah.
bingo. I
Is
mean,
Wednesday a busy night for you? I always found Wednesdays to be like dead.
only because of Linda.
Okay.
Because of Linda and music
That's
bingo.
fantastic.
I mean, really, people call for the reservations. I have a whole sheet I make copies of
Wow.
with standing reservations. And then you call to make
That's
a
great.
reservation. But
Yeah.
right now it's kind of a little slow period. So
January,
everyone should
February
try it
it's
out.
rough.
I'm telling you, it's like this little community we have,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we sing along when the music stops. And if you don't,
Yeah.
I'll yell out.
We should go. That sounds fun.
Let's
Oh
do it.
my God.
Yeah.
You'll be there every
Let's
week.
do
We'll
it.
pick a
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Simon
do it.
Garfunkel's, the Beatles. Then we got a Sonny and Cher, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my table.
Maryland table.
That's my car's name too.
Cara is a secret big fan of Marilyn Monroe.
Me
She was
too.
like kind of
It's no secret.
she grew up and was kind of obsessed with Marilyn
It's
Monroe.
like-
I just realized.
John
Hey.
didn't know that until recently.
Yeah,
She's an icon.
Yeah.
yeah. We
she
watched
is
this film on
a woman
Netflix called Blonde. It was like a very
Artsy.
very artsy
Yeah. A
version.
little dark.
Yeah, dark and
Recent.
artsy.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's called Blonde. And so I was like, oh, this is interesting. And little did I realize that Cara is just
Yeah, my first house, the basement was set up like a like 1950s, and I had all the pictures, Marilyn Monroe and just all of them.
It's not about women empowerment.
James Dean lining the walls in my basement. It
Yeah,
was
so
really cool.
glamorous
Yeah.
about Hollywood back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And posters in college, and my friends were just like,
Oh
oh
my
my
God, remember
gosh.
posters?
Yeah.
And calling the radio station. Oh my God. I'm not dating myself.
calling the radio station trying to get tickets, or what would you
No,
prefer?
to
Oh my
request
God,
songs.
To play a
Oh
song.
my God.
Oh, to play
I
a
did
song.
win tickets
That's
one
right.
night
I
Me
for
forgot
having the
that.
craziest sex.
Really?
Yes.
What was the concert for?
Oh my God. It was maybe 3 doors down and somebody else.
Yeah.
Santana maybe.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
a good
remember.
concert.
But yeah, it was to have the craziest sex, and it was whatever story won.
Oh wow.
He
That's
ruined my car by putting sugar in the gas tanks.
Ah,
Wait,
This,
wait, what?
yeah, I won tickets because my ex put sugar in my gas tank.
Okay.
And that will ruin a car. Apparently, nobody. This is not
wow.
educational. Don't do that. But yeah, so I was working at Skyline, and I was like, I'm calling. I definitely have the
Oh
craziest
my
sex,
gosh.
right? And yeah,
Sugar in the
I
gas
had a
tank.
great concert, and I brought my new boyfriend, so it was
Yeah.
great.
There you go.
I won tickets too, but not to a cool concert like that. I won for the Tom Tom Club and the Talking Heads, which I really like the Talking Heads, but I didn't
Yeah.
know who the Tom Tom Club was. But we ended up going. I was only like,
Where
I
was
don't know,
it?
maybe like 16. I think it was at Eastover.
Okay.
That's how long ago this was.
I
But
didn't know they did concerts. I was at SPAC.
towards the end,
Did they?
they would do like these, I think it was Eastover. I
Oh,
don't know,
that's
but they
good.
did like these small concerts, and it was funny. And my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, you won tickets!"
But you're on the
No.
radio,
Oh yeah,
and that was a big deal.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
Yeah,
It
it
was a big
was.
deal, and you got your
because you
song
had to
played,
keep dialing, like
and then you had to just stop
ah,
and play
yes.
to record it.
Oh my gosh,
You know what? These kids are losing out.
They
That was
are.
fun.
You had to wait for that song to come on, and then you had to push record and play
yes,
and be able to get it on your cassette tape.
And then you
Yeah.
gave it to your love.
Well, yeah,
right?
then you created the mix, but that was, I think, a later generation, because then you could take the CDs and then you could transfer a CD song onto a cassette tape, and then you'd have your mixtape.
Tough.
Yeah.
Life
Right?
is tough.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
they
it
have
was
the
a
phones
lot
now.
of patience and waiting.
It was, and that's what I don't know what taught us
Yeah.
about though. You know, you have the phones now while you're driving, but remember us with the CDs,
Yes,
big
the big
binders.
case.
We were trying to,
And then you tried to do the one over the visor,
Yes.
and it was just like I couldn't.
we were super. We were
Yeah.
definitely distracted as
Multitaskers.
well. It taught us how to be
It
parents.
did.
Well, on that note, the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it got easier. You could just burn CDs, but you're still physically doing something. But back
Yeah.
now you don't have to.
Now you don't do any of that.
You have to
Nothing.
do any of it.
Any
You
of
don't
it. You
do
just tell Siri what to do.
Yeah, the kids asked me today at school. We were reading a book about how milk and bread used to be delivered. And they were like, Mrs. Kroll, did you have milk delivered? And I was
Oh.
like, yes, actually, my grandparents did when I was like 4 or 5, but no, I mean, not really in my lifetime, guys. I'm not
Oh,
that
come
old.
on.
So
Come on, Car.
um,
You remember a milkman? Come on.
I believe it was Dominic
Yeah.
asked Anthony. He said something about
I
Anthony.
remember milk being delivered. So you had
I was real little.
okay.
I don't
Okay.
remember it.
Yeah.
I think we still have a milk box out on Vinyl Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's still out there.
No, I used to think back of those.
Yeah.
The kids thought that we actually came. There was just nothing but black and white, like the world.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Yeah,
Oh.
they actually.
world
thought
was
that.
actually black and
Like,
white.
yeah, yeah. Like, did you guys have cars?
Oh my gosh.
No, we went on horses.
Yeah.
And it was black and white.
Yeah.
And then you were born, and it was like
And
the
just
Wizard of
colored.
Oz where I walked out of the house.
Kids.
It was like 40 years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we are pretty amazing. We
Yes.
discovered colors.
Yes.
Look at that.
It's amazing. It is
They should have
fantastic.
respect for us.
They
I know they should.
They
They
should.
invented colors.
Yeah.
And cars.
Yeah.
And cars.
God.
Yeah.
And well, not even CDs. We won't be on that. We won't be that. So Hailey Satrape, a great pleasure. And
Yes.
Thank
you're
you.
you're open pretty much every night except for
Every day, lunch and dinner specials. No, we're open every single
every
day.
night. Okay. So
Every
no
day, yep.
oh
Wow.
Lunch and dinner for right now. Yeah, I
Yeah.
keep saying I'm gonna close a day, but
Yeah.
then we get busy.
I think you're smart in doing that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
For now. Yeah.
a lot of competition out there and a lot of great other restaurants. So I don't know, you gotta be
Yep.
open.
just keep
Yep.
rolling along.
Keep rolling along, taking the punches.
Yeah.
Well, you've created something special there at the
Yep.
tavern.
I appreciate
And
that.
we've experienced it now many,
Yes.
many times, and it really is. And so, all the events and all the different groups, and then just really great food and great times. And so, and a great atmosphere because even just like the lighting there is
The
really
lighting was
cool.
great.
You
Yeah.
really
Big
done-
lighting.
Yeah.
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 It really was.
Yeah.
It was great for the photos. The kids
Oh yeah,
had a
that's my
good
whole
time.
thing.
The kids could like hang out. They could go outside. I mean, it was a good.
Yeah, I have like chalkboard paint
Yeah.
on the booths, and kids can write on them. Like people
Yeah.
think you can't bring the kids. I have coloring books.
Oh yeah.
I have stuff. I'll give your kids
Yep.
all the lollipops.
Yeah.
Parents love when I do that. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking me to
Thanks for
come.
coming.
Yeah.
It's good to see
It was
you.
like really like all of a sudden, and it was awesome. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
our
I'm looking
pleasure.
forward to
No,
it.
we're thinking about you. And then Denise says, my daughter still does in Abington, Mass, milk, eggs, and ice cream. LOL.
Oh
Just
my
delivered.
gosh.
And Soma says, looking forward to stopping by and meeting you, Haley. So
Awesome. I can't wait to meet her.
that'll be
Perfect.
cool. So, well, everyone have a
Yeah.
great
Have a
night
great night.
and enjoy. And we'll see you next Tuesday.